Yeah. So, before I begin, I first have to obviously tell you that this isn't based off any scientific evidence. This is all just my opinion. It's just a theory or whatever. So, don't take it to heart. And if you have any evidence to suggest that I'm wrong, uh, let me know, I guess. So, modernity is population control. Okay, so let's first let's first look at that nature and what's natural selection. So obviously there's the food chain, and obviously everyone knows what that is, and that we're at the top. But there's nothing, but the gap between us and then, I actually wouldn't know what's the next on the food chain. Maybe like probably something in the water because we don't like some shark or something because we don't eat them. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's something that's not extinct anyway. So that's something that's not almost extinct. But anyway, there's the gap between us and like the next biggest thing is huge. Okay, like realistically, we only die nowadays because of each other. I mean, yeah, like there's occasionally someone gets eaten by like a tiger or like a shark or a bear or something, but the vast majority of people die to other people's hands. Like even if you're talking about like cancer or something like lung cancer, that's caused from smoking, and someone else invented cigarettes, so someone else essentially killed you. Or COVID, if you died from COVID, I mean, you got it from someone else, which eventually killed you. Anyway, so basically, that we're our own population control. Okay, so like let's go into like the first thing. So COVID, like okay, like it could be okay. Obviously, like the COVID and then like the Ukrainian war for like that obviously could just be a huge coincidence. I can't say nature is trying to control our population or anything like that. It because like I mean, there's been wars and diseases before. It just seems so. I mean, I won't really talk about them because I mean that's like while people are dying because of them. It's not like it's hasn't happened before. But so I was talking to my friends, right? We were actually having this conversation, and the first thing that I think that balding is a form of population control, and so it's like so like natural selection where people or like some like species are given things that they need to survive, whereas others aren't, and thus the ones that aren't getting like the tools they die out, and then the ones that get it are naturally selected to like continue to live. I think balding is like natural unselection of getting me like premature balding. So first gonna whip out that hairline. Look at that. Sheesh. Anyway, so I'm 19 and I'm already beginning to bald. I went to the GP and yeah, they said I'm getting bald. And I mean, there is treatment for it. Like, my parents want me to get the where they like staple the hair into your head and everything. But I don't know because that's really unnatural. So I don't know if I'll do that. But anyway, back to the point. So lots of species, like for like look at birds for example. The bird that gets the girl in the end is the one that's like the brightest colors. Like the one with the brightest fur or feathers, not fur. Jesus, the one with the brightest feathers is the one that gets laid. Pun intended, because they lay eggs. Classic. Yeah, no. Anyway, so the bird is the with the brightest feathers, right? But if you and it's I mean like there's studies that you can probably pull up where it shows that women inches in like instantly you lose your attraction level once you go bald. I mean, going bald is fine, especially if you're like 40 or something. I mean, you should already be married at that stage, or else, I mean, you're just, yeah, that's just unlucky. But like, you'll have kids, so you don't actually need to be attracting any new women. But when you're my age and you're going bald, I mean, it's fucked. I mean, like, how, like, your chances are just decreasing, So that's just my take on balding. I don't know because like they know what causes it. Like you can Google it. Like it's a gene that's just hereditary, but they don't actually know why that gene forms. They don't know what causes it. And I mean, it could be like I think it could. I mean, it could just be nature. Like I'm not gonna talk about any gods or anything. We're not gonna bring religion into that. Because I mean I'm agnostic anyway. So, but anyway, it could be just like nature's way, or well, I actually think it's due to diet, and I think, I mean, my diet probably obviously didn't help, but I think it would have been my ancestors' diet, and so like my granddad's granddad or something. I don't know, like I don't know how far it would go back before balding began, but I'd say maybe like at least like 100 years before we got really like really to like the Western civilization the way it is today. Uh, Anyway, yeah, so that's just the balding one. Okay, so next is obviously incels. So if you look at so if you look at it now, I mean, there's like, I could quote all those red pill, black pill, all that shit. I'm not gonna bother because I don't believe in the pills. I think it's all stupid. But anyway, there is proof that the vast majority of men are now single, and it's the same with women because women are going for like higher guys, and then the lower guys don't go. Even like the lower girls are going for the same higher guys. So the guy, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming if you're what you get, Anyway, and how is modernity affecting this? Because okay, like I'm not gonna shit on feminism, and I think people who do that, I think that's just stupid. I mean, it might be one cause, but I think another thing is like porn. Obviously, that's a huge one, and now with the metaverse, you can now like have sex without having to leave your house. Yeah, and that is fucked. So that means most men are now gonna be just comfortable in staying at home and not having to meet another woman. They can just fuck a plastic thing all day, and I mean like that is super scuffed. So I think that is definitely a form of population control, because now obviously a lot less men, sorry, will be having kids because they're all just going to be in the metaverse doing virtual porn. So yeah, that's Jesus. And maybe it's not even a population control, because I suppose like in outside of Western civilization, the population are still drastically increasing. So maybe it's not even like a population control, but it's I don't want to say like a power shift, but I think Western civilization is going into decline. Yeah. Okay.